Welcome back to Factorio, building the Hyperbase. Okay, so obviously I've done something with the oil. Excuse me. It's not quite there yet, obviously. So what I was trying to do is, here we have the refinery, and it can feed the light directly into the cracking. And the heavy can be moved, because we don't need that bit. The heavy can be moved to the side like this, and gathered up along there. And then the petroleum, well, there's no room here, but maybe we can push it this way, except where are we pushing it to? Oh dear, we've run out of space. So I was looking at, can I do it this way? But if I do it this way, these aren't going to line up. There's going to be this awkward bit of awkwardness, and it's really not great. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is actually lose a little bit of beacon efficiency. So we'll end up with something where the refineries are up there, these guys are down here, and the petroleum is coming out of here down to here, and then we can easily pipe it up and add things like these guys. Might as well make some while we're waiting. Productivity 35 is finished. What would the next worker robot speed cost? 32,000. These are only 3,500. Let's do some of these because it's more fun when you can click on the buttons, and also we need to get the productivity up. We might need the horsepower of our actual science build, even in partially built form, to really start doing much more of that worker robot speed at this point. So mining productivity, always useful. So I guess this is what I'm going to do. So this width, but this pattern. You can see I've ripped up the rail. A few other things that I have done. Well, I haven't done it, but look how much solar's been laid since we've come over here. It's quite a lot. Got a hell of a lot of panels and things in stock, so that train will probably sit there for quite a while. I've also done something else I thought was needed. I probably should have done this on camera, but I didn't, and I may even come over here to show you this one. So this is the space science stop. Remember, we used to have 6 unloads for each box, but we really didn't need it. I am going to fly over there just to show you how this all works, because I think it's pretty cool. It's actually really simple, which I think is part of what makes it quite cool. It won't work in every circumstance, but it definitely works in this circumstance. So for starters, this wire here connecting up the boxes is only so I get a tally of the total amount, and I've got a little alarm here. And actually what I'm going to do is turn the volume down to almost nothing. I don't really want to hear this. It's basically just saying when space science gets below 20k, have one of these things pop up so I know about it, and that's what this wire's for. There's no connection between these ones and these boxes. It's completely unnecessary. So what happens here? Watch this one. So that picks up science, and they all do, and really easy to do. Keeping it incredibly simple. So the very first one reads hang contents and pulses that information. That's all. Next one along, enable, disable. If anything is greater than 0, you're enabled. So basically, when this decides it can pick up a handful of the science beacons or flasks or whatever they are, they all do, and that way it draws off them evenly with very, very simple logic. It only works because they're all placing their stuff on a belt that runs into each other. But there you go, there it is in action. So they're not exactly the same volumes, because by the time I got around to doing it, we were already, you know, slightly past. But it's, I mean, that's 1.4. What's in here? 311. So 19. There you go. They're both 19 now. 1.9, 1.7. What about over here? 19, 19, 1.8. 1.3. Doesn't really matter. They're slightly off. When we get below 20k, they'll still be sort of, you know, 5k roughly in each one. And if we react to it then, we'll have plenty. And I mean, the other thing while we're here, of course, is, yeah, the yellow science is struggling quite a lot, so we're not producing at the rate we once were. What are we doing? Let's do it over a minute. 100 a minute. I mean, that's fine. What is it? Half an hour for one of these. It's fine for now. We don't really need to be doing it, period, but just doing it is... it's good. It's good in the long run. Now, back to the oil. So, yeah, I did that because I was kind of bored with the oil. But we need the oil, so let's not be bored with it. We're almost done yellow science, to be perfectly honest. Okay, what we need to do is... what's that? No, that's not what I want. What I want, basically, is this pattern here. That's not the full length, but that will do. You can sit there. Let's now rip up all of this yet again. This is probably about the third time I've done that. And this one as well. I probably should have kept that bit. So what I want is 1, 2. Up there, basically. Yeah, like that. Now this is not the 14 that we needed, because I've mucked around with it. It's probably 13 or something dumb like that, or 12, 11, 12, so we need 2 more. That's okay. Maybe before we get those extra 2, what I can do is something like this and that. I should have taken this out before I plastered it down, but never mind. In fact, let's do this. Let's get it right in one place and then worry about the rest. Boom. That is basically what we need, okay? Okay. So, tick. need 2 extras, so that's 1, 2. Okay, so obviously these aren't fed yet, but that's okay because we can feed them soon. Well, they are fed because they don't need to be supplied directly from above. These are just sort of top-ups. So the next thing that we need, I guess, are the conversions of the heavy to light. Let's just see what this looks like. So, we only need 3 of them, so I guess the key is that I don't know if there's a gap there or not. Looks like there is. That would be wrong, but these are highlighting these guys, so I think there's exactly 2 there. A gap of 2. Oh yeah, that's only 1 away, so yeah, this actually is going to have to get moved down. That's what I was trying to check. May not have been clear, but if we're going to keep using this line of beacons, this has to be within 2. We'll work out what we're doing with the water. So basically I need to get a bunch more beacons. And obviously close this off a little bit more aggressively as well. Beacons and modules. It's easy to get the modules. And we'll work out what we're going to do with the water. And potentially we can just bring in water from the side. That would mean we'd need a gap on both sides of this, which is probably fine. We need 3 of these guys. So that would mean that we probably don't need those. I will get, yeah, let's get 10 more of those. I don't really need all of this stuff, but let's get some beacons. What have you got in you? Not much. Good. You can have all that then. Where are we? Here we go. Here we go. Beacon time. Got 10. Good. Is that enough beacons? Probably not. And here we are. I don't think we've actually stopped. I think we've just hit the autosave. There you go. You can swap over for a sec. Give us a bit of room. Right, swap back. So something like that, basically, for the heavy. We only need 3 of them. Maybe I should get the... Yeah, we should, shouldn't we? Modules. We need some modules. Modules are up. Let's get, say, 100 of those. Oh, that means we're getting 100 of those as well. That won't take it very long to rebuild them, probably. Right, here we are. So it's really just to make sure that our blueprint has the modules in it. Alright, we'll have to redo top and bottom, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3. And I missed this one anyway. Oh well, never mind. Do you reach? Probably not. But you never know. So that should be the totality of the heavy. With a pump, offshore pump. Do we have any? And I've stuffed that up, haven't I? Because I need... It probably needs to be further up anyway. Yeah. Needs to be up there. Here we go. Oh, which means, of course, that this needed to be like that. Okay, that's heavy, so that gives us... Well, this one could actually flow straight down there, which maybe that's what I'll do. Something like that. That gets all of the cracked light down to here. This one probably doesn't need to carry on. And pretty sure this doesn't have room just to come out, does it? No. We may need to use pumps along here, possibly. Let it use up whatever resources it has that need some level of allocation. So, something like this. Coming down to here. I don't know how often we want to space these, but we will definitely want some. Maybe every fourth or so. Like so. And let's get our little botties to do something useful. Tick. You're used, but so where does this one come out is the question. I think it is better for flow for it to only really work in one direction, especially when you're pumping it. So this should join the existing flow something like that. And that would be a not completely moduled and an unpowered and not connected up oil, but otherwise oil design. There's a few knots in there, isn't there? Never mind. Okay, so we have pumps over here, we have oil up here. That probably, well, I've got room to put, how many of these guys? I need 14, don't I? 5, 10, 15, that's fine. If we have our typical setup, is there room for, no. No, there's not. So we may as well just come on up here. And obviously this is something that needs pumps as well. And I don't know how many of these we need. I might just do it by trial and error, because my brain hurts from all the maths that we've been doing, so I don't want to just keep mathing. Oops. 1, 2, 3 is probably about here. And like 1, 2, 3 about here. Oop. That's annoying. I guess it will be about here then. Just basically optimizing how much we can get through the pipe. You can't go one more, can you? No. Yeah, these don't actually fit in this heavy design. But that's okay. Probably about there. We needed one of these anyway. These, something like that. Do I have room for... No, I do not. These will probably end up being in the way, but we'll find out soon enough. Probably way too soon, actually. What I want to do is basically that, I think. Let's just get rid of these guys. These spacings look like garbage. There we go. That's better. Throw down what we've got. We need some more pumps, which I'm pretty sure I don't do, so we'll just have to use engines. to make now, on the other hand, this design here has room, does not need those silly things. Let's get rid of all of those. And we will replace them with the substations because they're far more efficient. We'll only need one every second block instead of 2 or 3, or 2 kind of every block. And although the electric network doesn't make that much difference, it does make some difference. So that is what I am choosing to do. Whether you like it or not. They are hard to get around, but pipes are generally hard to get around anyway. These ones are slightly wasteful, but we would need at least twice as many medium poles to do all of this, and I don't care about the cost of each one, and I don't ultimately care about your ability to get around them, because you can get around them. So there you have it. Fully powered up. Now, we need to run round, do all of these bits. I'm fairly sure you don't actually want to see me do all of those bits on camera. I mean, you can if you really want. I need to take a basically a mirror image of all of this. I don't think I have that mod installed, do I? Probably not. Oh yeah, you're important. For the bottom bit down here, it's, you know, the reverse of that. It might even be worth putting that mod in, even if just to... I don't like using it on rail, but for things like this, it is pretty awesome. And it's exactly the same down the bottom. So obviously this rail is going to take a new course now. Come up about there. And I mean, I could come down here, but I don't really see the point. Now that we're up here, we don't need to backtrack. So since the only purpose of this at this point is this train, we may as well give it, you know, a superior route. Even though that means here we are again. That should do. So yeah, going forward from this point, what are we going to do? Basically, I will, I think it's triple up the batteries that we built. Oh, where are we? Triple up the batteries that we built over here. I might end up... might need to do something cleverer about this iron. But basically, yeah, I want 3 of these units. They can all feed off this oil easily. I probably need to expand the oil up so that it actually does feed the batteries, but yeah, we need at least 1.5 times this again. So do I do all the sulfuric acid in one spot and just have 3 lots of platforms? Maybe that's the best way to do it. But certainly, yeah, that's the next bit, and then we can bring all of these supplies around, and there you go. That's why we're doing these cheaper techs, so you can actually see them happening. Bring these supplies around and have them sort of connect up somewhere down here where the actual yellow science can be constructed as a combination of what comes out of this sort of circuit area and the stuff that comes out of the oil. Well, this is the plastic for the circuits, but this obviously is the batteries, which are part of the build. If you remember, of course, we need 1 battery, lots of copper cable, which we'll make locally in the high-tech science area, the processing units and the speed module, which we're making in the circuit area, and that's it. So the plastic just goes into those processing unit and speed module red circuits build, and yeah, that's it. And then we will work our way. Obviously, we're just going to skip military altogether, but we'll work our way down these sciences. We've slightly overbuilt red for the yellow science. Where are we? Way down here. Gee, the map's getting big, isn't it? We're actually almost the height of the map now. We'll probably end up getting longer before we get, because we'll come down further. I don't know where purple's going just yet. Be a shame to waste that 10 billion iron. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Never mind. Never mind. Just means that some of these other patches, we didn't have to go as far away to find other patches that are, for all intents and purposes, infinite patches. So what else do we need to do up here? We need to clear that and clear out this extra bit of rail. Guess this is the fastest way of doing it, and that's a very slow walk. Oops. Don't really need extra wood in my collection. So, I mean, when we have got some yellow up and running, what I might do is actually do a train a little bit like the space science train, just to help nudge this along. I don't know if it's worth it. It's certainly not a high priority for me. 75k, plenty. And solar. Wow, you're on the 4th row, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, like 4 of these in each panel, so yeah, so you get to 4 rows. Good job. Quite a lot of trees needing burning. I suppose while we're at it, I should just check 11.6. We're at 342,000 panels. Times 40, so that's 13. So 13.6 plus, yeah, we're more than 2 gigawatts clear now that we've got a bit of a move on with our build, so that's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, that's fine. Fixed all that now. So guys, I think I'll leave you there. You can see what I'm... Oh, these guys aren't attached. Hang on. Oh yeah, we haven't done the water. I'll have to do all that manually. I mean, I could elongate the episode and show you all of that. Let me know if that's the sort of thing you want, if you want to see every single blow, or you like the way I cut and just do those things off camera. For your information, I'm up to about 140 hours on this save, which is probably more than double what's actually been filmed. Some of it's just sort of sitting back and wondering what I'm going to do next, but other bits is when I'm running backwards and forwards and just filling out the factory, which I think would tend to get a little repetitive on this sheer scale that you have to deal with here, so that's why I don't kind of film all of those. But certainly if you've got an opinion, let me know. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. But I will otherwise wrap up, so thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.